Hi guys, there was a question from section 2.5, problem number 15. One of the students had questions, so these are kind of special cases. Let me go ahead and work it for you real quick. These are very quick, but there are what we call kind of special cases for the straight equation of a line. So this is section 2.5. Number 15. Okay, so here's what the information they give us. They want us to come up with the equation of a line that satisfies the given conditions, and the condition for this one is that it passes through the point -8, 4, and also it's an undefined slope. In other words, the slope is undefined. So this is what makes it a special. Okay, so if you read the section carefully, when it comes to straight line, there are two special cases. One where the slope is undefined. The only lines that have undefined slopes are what we call the vertical lines. And so for those, of course, once they give you a point, obviously, as you know, it's always going to look like x equals to a constant. This is the equation of every vertical line. It's always going to be x equal to, now, you know, constant, of course, means a number. So all you really have to figure out is what should be the constant, okay? So always remember, number one, when the slope is undefined, the line must be vertical, okay? And then, which means this equation always going to have the form x equals to some number, some constant. Now, once they give you a point on that line, in this case, they do give us the point -8, 4. That constant, in this case, is always going to be your x coordinate. Because if you imagine, if you have a vertical line that passes through that point, let's say here is -8, and here is 4. So this is your point. Now, if it's going to be vertical, it's going to go through there. The constant is always the place where it crosses the x-axis, okay? So in this case, of course, it has no choice but to go through -8, and that's how you determine your constant. So the only thing you need is just the equation x equals to -8, okay? This is a special case. So it's a very quick, actually. I'm just going to make a comment about the other, because I know number 17, the student didn't ask about it, but it's actually another special case. So two special cases is when the slope is undefined, which is vertical. It's always going to be x equals to a number, and of course the number is always going to be your x coordinate of the point. Now, if they would have said the slope is, let's say 0, so I'm just going to kind of take this one off, but this is done. This is your equation. But just in case you have a question about what happened if they, so let's suppose they say, actually, you know what, let me just see if I can get, I'm just going to make one for you, okay? Let's say this is problem number 16, or just any problem. It doesn't matter. But let's say it says through here, but then this time it says the slope is 0, okay? So if they give you an order pair, when they give you the slope is 0, so this means this is another special case. These are horizontal lines. Horizontal lines always the slope 0, vertical lines the slope undefined. Now for these, the equation for horizontal line is like opposite. It's always going to be y equals to some constant instead of x equals to a constant for vertical. And again, the constant is the place where it crosses the y-axis. Of course, this time, if it's going to go through any point, the y-coordinate will always be your constant, right? So if they would have said the slope is 0 instead of undefined, this equation would have been y equals to 4, okay? So these are two special cases. I believe number 17 in your homework in this section is where the slope is 0. So, of course, it'll be a different point, but whatever the y-coordinate is will be your constant. So it will be y equals to that number, okay? I hope that helps.